Hi, Tom here from GembaDocs. And if you work in manufacturing, you're going to know the pain of having a whole heap of inventory, but forever running out of that thing you need to make today's product happen. Well, today we're going to give you a clear 9-step guide on how you can implement a simple Kanban system for purchased inventory, making sure you never run out of anything you need ever again. Step 1, you need to pick an example area. Think of it like a sand pit, a safe place where you can learn the system without any serious consequences if anything goes wrong. The types of area I'd recommend you pick first would be around consumable items, places like your stationery cupboard or where you store your cleaning materials, maybe the materials for your break room. I'm going to let my very good friend Brian Myers from Fat American Manufacturing show you how he got started.
So right behind me you can see we have Kanbans on many different boxes, and the way that we're doing this is we're actually attaching the Kanban to the box with this packing slip thing, so when we need to get to this inventory we have to physically pull the Kanban card out before we can open the box. So what will happen is when we use up this inventory and it goes away, we go into this box, we know that we need to reorder.
Step 2, you need to identify the stock keeping units involved and clearly define the locations. You can keep the material in the boxes it's delivered in, or you can use specific bins. If you're absolutely new to this and intend to roll the system out further, you can already start by designating stock locations like A1 and so on. It will make managing the whole system easier. For step 3, we are going to start to create cards. We have 2 formats to choose from in GembaDocs. Template 1 is our traditional format and has various sizes from credit card, A4, A5 and A6. Template 2 is just available in one size, which is close to half a page, and allows you to manually keep track of purchase history on the back of the card. It really depends on your preference. For each format, you have the card itself, which is double-sided, the Kanban pulled card, and these bin labels. The input fields can be customized here and are pretty self-explanatory. On the back of the cards, you can have these QR codes that can be configured in 3 ways. First, you can enter URL links to order an item. Second, they can call up an SOP. Or thirdly, they can also be configured to send an email. Next, we have the Kanban pulled card, and the purpose of this card is to let the next person looking at that stock know that the Kanban card has been pulled, so they know that the stock is under control. It takes away all the questions, because without it you can get into a whole "is that on order, walk around the factory" situation, and nobody wants that. Finally, we have bin labels that come in different sizes. There are 2 on the small Kanban page and 1 on the large card page. And these help you to have some good visual management on the stock locations when the Kanban has been pulled. To create the cards, it's equally easy to use our mobile app or web version. Our mobile app really comes into its own if you need to document physical processes. But today, I'm going to show you how to do all this on the web version that you can access for a free trial at GembaDocs.com if you're not already a user. You can create a card by just hitting this Create New button on the Kanban dashboard, and after you've hit Create New, just enter your data. We also have a feature here where you can bulk import Kanbans and create hundreds at once. Just download the sample sheet, fill out the data in the fields, and upload it again to create hundreds of cards easily. A question we often get asked is how to decide the buffer stock and ordering quantities on the cards. There are some really complex formulas to do this, but they're not really useful if you're just getting started, and they'll just overcomplicate things. Our advice is for ordering quantities, just be guided by the pack size or multiples available from the supplier, and for buffer stock, consider lead time versus historical demand versus the cost of raising an order versus the consequences of running out. So there are a lot of factors to consider, but just keep it simple. You can always adjust this as your system develops. Step 4, we're going to print the cards and put the Kanban and Kanban pulled card at the physical reorder point and label your stock locations. For simplicity, I'd advise a 2-bin system wherever possible. Again, Brian here does a great job of explaining how to place your cards for maximum effectiveness. Take it away, Mr. Myers.
If you're new to Kanban, the key is to make it a barrier. Let me show you some examples. Here we're looking at a bin. It's divided, so you have inventory in the front and inventory in the back. Once you've consumed the front inventory, you're going to need to access the inventory that's under this lid. At that point, you have to remove this lid, which will force you to pull the Kanban card and turn it in. This one's for a reorder, so it'll go into the reorder slot. And there you have it, the inventory on the back. Now we're looking at our Fat American Manufacturing wire rack. As you can see here, we have the wire that we're using in process right now, and it also has a label with a picture up top. And now when this roll runs out, what do? We come down here and grab the backup roll. And as you can see here, in order to get to this wire, I'm gonna have to pull this Kanban card. Here's our 2-bin in our break room for trash bags. So you can see I have 1 roll left. So let's just say that I pull that out and get rid of this box. And as you're gonna see here, in order to get into the second box, I actually have to cut it open to get this Kanban card out. At which point I can get to the inventory, but I can also force somebody to pull this card to get reordered. Here's another example. You have the inventory in the front, so we have a cleaning spray, and we have a backup one behind it. So we get rid of this one, and the only way to get to that back bottle is to actually pull this Kanban card and reorder.
For step 5, you're going to need somewhere for all those cards to go. You need a system. You need a Kanban board. This can be super basic, like a box on your purchasing person's desk for the cards to get ordered, and another one to show the cards that are on order. That can work as you get started, but it's better to make the system even more visual. Again, here's Brian to show you how his system has evolved.
Every Kanban system is going to need a place to turn in to get reordered or remade. This is our first version, so we kept it simple. We just ordered some bins off of Amazon. It allowed us to just put the cards right here. As you can see, it said Kanban on order up here. However, we've graduated, we've made our own thing. I'll show you guys that next. This is the upgrade. This is our Fat American Kanban station. It has all of our turn-in points for all of our Kanban cards. And these right here are external, so this is stuff that we order from outside sources. We no longer have a purchasing person. Our value stream team managers actually do all of the purchasing, so they will actually scan it right here, order the parts, and then put it on here depending on what day we're expecting it. So today, the 23rd, this is all the stuff that we're expecting to come in today. And if it doesn't make it in today, we'll move it up. And we're at the end of a month, so you can see where it starts at Friday the 23rd, and we moved up here. So they're already changing the numbers around to reflect the next calendar dates.
For step 6, we need to create total clarity about how the Kanban system works. You might have heard that old saying, assumption is the mother of all mistakes. So let's not do that. Let's create standard operating procedures for how Kanban cards will be pulled, where they go, any collection frequency, and also how they are reunited with incoming stock and returned to the original location. Here are a couple of really nice examples that a client created in GembaDocs that are also at the early stage of Kanban implementation. These take away any ambiguity, and of course you can create these awesome SOPs in GembaDocs as well. It's a great idea to put these SOPs on the actual Kanban rack, so the answer is always where the question is. For step 7, we need to train everyone who is going to come into contact with a Kanban card as to how they should be handled. This is absolutely key to give you the maximum opportunity to function well from the outset. Again, Brian was conducting a lean tour of his facility recently, and I thought this clip does a great job of explaining why this is important. Listen to this.
So what we're looking at here are bolt packs and a 2-bin that we actually just split 1 bin in half. So you can see we have a divider in the middle, and then we have the covers that have the Kanban cards over the top. So that way, if they want to get to the inventory, they have to pull this, and then in that point, they can pull this to pull it forward like that. Then this thing can go right back on top after it's done. Now, the way we have been doing it is on this pallet racking behind us. It's super inefficient, so this is kind of the direction we're going.
I really like this a lot. I like a lot. I like this one.
Historically, as regular businesses, we blame people for everything. So-and-so can't do their job. Instead, it's a process problem. I didn't train them, they don't understand it, or the process is difficult.
Yeah.
And you have to get to that real root cause, because if you want them to do this correctly, you should put an effort into showing them how to do it. And then also giving them the why. Why do I want to do this correctly? Because you don't want to come here and run out of inventory.
Yeah, of course.
Step 8. I need to let you know that, like with every change that involves people, mistakes are going to happen. But treated properly, mistakes are opportunities to improve. We have a saying in Lean, attack the process, not the person. So when you have a mistake, look for how your system needs to be improved. Here are some questions to ask. 1. Was the SOP clear enough? 2. Was the person who made the mistake adequately trained? And 3. Are there any holes in our process that we can improve on? When you approach mistakes like that with your people, you can only make things better. Step 9 is roll it out. Implement the Kanban system across your facility wherever you see it adding value. And that's it, folks. I want to express huge thanks to Brian Myers of Fat American Manufacturing for allowing us to use his amazing content. He has done such an amazing job transforming his organization with Lean, and GembaDocs has played a significant role in helping him do that. Thanks, Brian. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.